All the skiers that you saw at the beginning of the tape had to start their skiing somewhere. And they started with a bar and probably a pair of skis. So we're going to help you with your skiing. We're going to start with beginning skiing and go all the way through to basic tricks, slalom, and jumping. Those are the three events in competitive skiing. To start out skiing, probably the best purchase as a beginner is to get a set of combi skis. Combi skis are called combi skis or combo skis because they have a combination. They have one slalom and another ski. And it's kind of a three-in-one package because you can have a pair of skis like this, and then each ski, of course, comes with a large runner on the back end like this, and after you use them as a pair of skis and drop a ski and get on one ski, then if you want to, you can add this very simple back binding on the other ski, and you've got a pair of skis, and you have two single slaloms. It's a very economical way to get into the sport of water skiing. Now let's look in on a typical dry land lesson and how to do basic skiing. We start beginning ski lessons on dry land. This saves the effort of swimming and waiting for the boat to come around and pick you up while you're learning the basic mechanics of handling skis. The first step is to wet your ski bindings and feet. Remember, push the heel to the side and slide your foot as far forward as possible, then pull up the heel. Of course, when you fall in the water, you will do exactly the same thing. Get in a tucked position and pull your skis on and get ready to be picked up by the boat. The basic starting position that you will assume in the water is one where you have your knees tucked up against your chest and with your arms straight. Remember, keep your arms straight as you come up out of the water, letting the boat pull you up and using your back for control. When you get slack in the line, you control it by trying to raise the bar over your head. This does two things. It changes the center of gravity quickly and also takes in the slack. Another important point is to ski with a slight bend in your knees. In this position, your legs can act as shock absorbers and will let you ski easily through rough water, especially when you come around a corner and back over your own boat wake. Controlling direction, or steering yourself from side to side, is a very simple maneuver. All you have to do is lean in the direction that you want to go and give a medium pull on the line. The American Water Ski Association signals you must know for skiing are thumbs up, I want to go faster, thumbs down, I want to go slower, OK signal for speed is OK, or a horizontal flat hand back and forth. Pointing with either hand will indicate the directions that you want to go, and tapping your head and pointing tells the driver that you want to go back to the starting area. When you fall or let go of the line and you are OK, the proper signal is you clasp both your hands up over your head. There are three signals that are used when the boat comes around to pick you up: out of gear, in gear, and hit it. As the boat comes around, you take the rope and flip it over your head so you're not inside the loop. You squeeze the line lightly and let the boat slightly pull you along so that you don't have to swim and are facing the proper direction toward the boat. When the handle comes to within 5 feet, call out of gear, and the drift of the boat will bring the handle to you. When you have the handle and your skis are in the proper position, you call in gear. The boat driver will put the boat in gear and take up the slack. When you are all set to go, you call hit it, and the driver will give you a nice progressive start and you're up and skiing. Remember, stand up slowly and keep your knees bent. Now let's learn how to ski on one ski. First, you learn the skier's salute. You pick up the front of the ski by leaning backwards slightly and letting the tail of the free ski drag on the water. If you get into trouble, you just set the ski back down and get balanced again. Once you've learned to ski several hundred yards in this position, you're ready to drop a ski. When you're ready to drop a ski, you don't shake it off. The proper method is to press down with the ball of your foot, breaking the heel loose, and let the ski slide behind you. At this time, you point your toe and drag it in the water, using it to keep your balance. Once you've learned to drop a ski, the next step is to put your free foot lightly on the back of the ski. If you start to get unstable, just drag your foot in the water to regain balance. Once you're able to keep your foot on the back of the ski, slowly slide it into the back binding and lean back slightly and take a comfortable position. When you fall on a single ski, the signals are the same: out of gear, in gear, and hit it. Again, you use the same safety procedures: rope over your head, straight toward the boat, lightly squeezing on the line. When the handle is close, call out of gear. Coming out of the water on one ski is slightly different than two skis. This time you're going to hold the handle vertically in a baseball grip while pulling down. Also extend your free leg behind you for balance. You want to streamline yourself and get up and out of the water as quickly as possible, because you only have the width of one ski to wedge yourself up and on top of the water. Once you're skiing, you can put your foot in the back binding and then lean back. If you have a problem skier whose ski wants to wander, you can help them by taking a second handle and looping it through the line loop. This arrangement makes two equal 5-foot handles. The skier places the handles and line on each side of their ski and gets into the normal one ski tuck position. The line stabilizes ski at the critical point just as the ski is coming up and out of the water. Another tip with helping a new skier that's having trouble getting up is to have the instructor get behind the skier and hold their legs in a tucked up position and actually hold them down slightly as they start so they do not stand up too quickly. Here the ski instructor is helping a very difficult skier by showing how to ski next to the student and by reaching across, keeping both their arms straight and also steadying the student. He can help them from the start all the way up to a skiing position. Now let's watch a ski instructor go through a complete start. First, the student puts on her Coast Guard approved life vest. This is a 4-buckle adjustable skier's vest. Besides being required, it makes it easier to float and handle skis. Of course, before you put on the skis, the bindings are wet and the skis are set on the pier where they are easier to get into. Remember, heel to the side and slide your foot in as far as possible before pulling up the heel. The easiest way to get into the water when you're sitting on the pier is to sit to the side of both skis and then swing them around in front of you. At this point, you can carefully slide off the pier. When in the water, remember, the easiest way to control your skis is to stay tucked up. This gives better leverage. In this position, you can paddle out and get ready for the boat to come around and pick you up. Coming in after skiing, be sure to aim parallel to your stopping point so that if you miss, you will coast safely by. Now let us consider who will drive your boat. When you choose a driver, pick one who has experience and has taken a Power Squadron or Coast Guard approved boat handling course. There are some important safety procedures your driver should remember. Always have a competent observer. When picking up a fallen skier, be sure to keep the skier on the driver's side and in sight at all times. Slowly go around the skier and watch them handle the rope. Be sure to use the standard water ski signals.
Out of gear. In gear. Hit it.
When taking a skier on board, pull alongside the skier on the driver's side, and when the skier is even with the driver, shut off the engine and let the boat drift forward to where the skier can climb onto the boarding platform. Always keep the engine shut off when skiers are climbing on or off the boarding platform, or if they are near the back end of the boat. For a beginning skier, the driver should make a steady, progressive start with a throttle and then back off in time to meet a speed of about 16 to 17 miles per hour. This is an average speed for new skiers. Children will ski 2 to 3 miles per hour slower depending on weight, and heavier skiers may take 2 to 3 miles per hour more speed. Remember, when a skier is on one ski, add about 3 miles per hour to their speed. Once you've learned to ski on combo skis and of course drop to ski, you get intrigued with getting on a slalom ski and perhaps running the slalom course. You can with a combo ski, but it would be easier running the course if you get a specific slalom ski for that. These competitive type skis are a little bit different. They have a deeper concave to make it easier to turn corners, and also they go so far as to put wings on them that are adjustable to slow down as you come around each one of the buoys. Now, besides having those differences on the ski, you get into a custom binding that's designed just for your size and fits very tightly. It's not an adjustable binding. So now we're going to take this ski and we're going to help you learn how to take the side of the course, 3 buoys at a time, and progressively go 1, 2, 3, and get through the course until you can run the course completely down, running all 6 buoys. This is a representation of a slalom course. It's foreshortened a little bit so that we can get it on camera. But this line of path down through here is the one that the boat takes, right straight down the middle. And of course the skier, when he's competing, will go through the gates around number 1, around 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out the gates. Now when you're first learning to ski a slalom course like this, you start without even going through the gates. You ignore them. We want you just to get the feel of going around each one of the buoys. So you go out and around 1, swing in, go out and around 3, go out and around 5, and then past the gates. Once you learn to go around 1, 3, 5, or you can come out on this side and go around 2, 4, 6, then you're ready to start going back and forth across the course. But you still ignore the gates at this point. Start out here so you get a nice jump on 1 and go around 1, 2, 3. Probably you'll have a problem about that time, but learn to do that until you can get out here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and off the course. Once you learn to do that, then you're ready to start running consecutive buoys, where you start and go through the gate and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out the following gate. But to do that, you have to get a jump on this buoy. In other words, you get out here and look down the lineup of the left-hand buoys, and you want to line up at long line about 6 or 8 feet, or even 10 feet on the outside of this lineup of all these 2, 4, 6 buoys. And when the boat, the back end of the boat, goes through the gate at this point, then you start your cut and go through the gate, and you don't cut at the buoy. Don't cut at any of the buoys. You want to cut ahead of them so that you can make your turn at this point and start going this way and get ahead of this one, and so on down the course. If you come through the gate headed right at the buoy, when you get there, you can't turn around it, or if you get around it, you'll be too far down course this way. So remember, the idea is to go pull through the wakes and get ahead of each buoy so that you're turning and going the opposite way when you get to the next buoy. If you're getting slack in your line, anticipate each buoy at this point and let off a little sooner so that you can set up each buoy a little bit faster. Now let's review the progressive stages of learning the slalom course. Remember, choose a comfortable speed for your own slalom ski. One of the more unique skis that you'll find in skiing is called a trick ski. This ski has no fins on the bottom and is very slick. This is for turning around and doing tricks. And also it has a very sturdy binding on it with a back binding for doing single skis. You can do trick skiing on 2 skis or 1 ski, but whether they be 2 or 1, they won't have any fins on them, and they'll be somewhat of this design. Connie, we're going to start on your trick ski lessons now. Doing trick skiing, you do a lot of practicing on the dry land because handling the bar and doing the maneuvers is a lot easier up here than falling in the water and trying time and time again. You can learn to handle your bar and your body positions here. It will make it a lot easier out there. You'll probably be traveling on 2 skis 13, 14, 15 miles an hour, and you're probably just a little over 100 pounds, so you'll probably on 2 skis be going just about 14 miles an hour. On 1 ski, of course, you'd up it 1 mile an hour more. Now, you're going to be tricking just in the V in back of the boat, and you need about 2 feet on either side of the tips of your skis. There's a place called there in the middle, it's called the table, and that's where you'll be doing all of your tricking. So let's start on the basic tricks, and we'll start on a side slide. Now, a side slide is where you pull toward your hip and turn, and lift a little bit and turn and pull right toward your hip. Now, that's the perfect side slide position. Now, turn around forward again. When you're learning this, if you pull up and just turn about 45 degrees, try it, and don't quite make it, you can also spin right back around, and then you haven't fallen. Now, all of these tricks have a reverse to them. Now, we're going to do a side slide to the right first. Let's try a right-hand side slide. All right, give a lift, pull to your left. Okay, we'll do a left-hand side slide.
All right. Turn to my right.
All right, now let's go back. Let's do the other side slide to the right hip. That's it. And then back around forward. This is, they're reverses to all these tricks, so it doesn't make a difference whether you learn one way and then the second one the second way. All right, now let's do a 180. Now you lift up and you turn around and pull right to the side slide and keep pulling and back pass it to the middle of your back. That's fine. Now, when you're in this position, you have to keep your head up, because there's an old saying, head down, fall down. So you have to keep your head up in this position, and you lean away, keep your bar down, that's it. Now, here's the bonus of all the trick skiing. This is the easiest trick there is, and that's turning from back to front. Let go with one hand, hang on, and the boat will spin you around in that direction. Now, let's try it the other direction. Let's try a 180 going the other direction. Fine. Into the middle of the back. Good. And then when you're ready to come back, let go and swing right back. Now, the next trick that we're going to learn is the 360. A 360 is done by pulling into the back, just like you did on the 180, in that fashion. Let go with the hand and come on around. That's it. All right, now we're going to try the 360 again and try passing a little bit faster than that for the 360. All right, here we go. 360, pull up, back pass, and let go. Very good. Now let's try the 360 from the other way. Let's ready and set. All right, give a pull, lift, unweight the skis, and come right around in the 360. These are the basic maneuvers on 2 skis. They can also be done on 1 ski. And eventually you'll do all these maneuvers off the wake too, but we're going to keep very basic now, just to go out there and have a good time and have fun and do a little bit of tricking at slow speeds, not too fast. You go too fast, the water may be hard and easy to turn around, but you fall down too quickly. So we'll go nice slow speeds, and we'll practice doing the whole series now. All right, do 180, or side slide first. Side slide on one side, good. Then you do the side slide to the other side, very good. All right, now we do a 180, either way, 180, and then back forward. And then we do a 180 the other way, back forward. Now we do a 360, completely around, and then a 360 the other way. All right, there you are on a whole trick run and being tricky. The third event in competitive skiing is jumping, and this happens to be a jumper for jumping. You have a pair of them, and they have a fin on the back end, a very low fin that will go over the ski jump without marring the ski jump or throw you off at all. But these skis are made very strong. I talked to a manufacturer who says he stresses these for 1,600 Gs at the tip. The older wooden skis, when you hit down hard coming off the ski jump, on the water, of course the water is not compressible, the tips would snap off. But the newer skis are reinforced to take that type of trauma. Also, they have a very good customized binding, which you'll need to keep your skis on. And we'll show you how to do some of the basics over the corner of the jump, just to have fun, not to go 200 feet in the air, but just to enjoy going over the edge of the jump and have the thrill of jumping. In learning basic jumping, you have to have the cooperation of the driver. Usually the driver drives right straight through the buoys, but when you're learning to jump, you will start and the driver will actually drive 45 degrees to the jump in this fashion, because you're going to come as a new beginning jumper and just come over the very tiny corner of it. In fact, you can just take about 1 foot the first time. The next time you come by, the driver will go around and make his pass again and come by at 45 degrees, and you come maybe take 2 feet of the jump. Next time maybe 3 feet, the next time 4 feet, 5 feet, and on up until you're off about 6 feet up the side of the jump. Once you've accomplished that and landed, that's fairly difficult because you're landing with one ski lower than the other, and it's fairly difficult to do that. And once you've attained that skill, then you're all ready to go over the end of the jump, and it's done very slowly. You only go about 17 or 18 miles an hour. You don't want to go screaming across. So once you've done across the corner like this and gradually worked your way up the jump, then you're ready to go over the end of the jump, and you don't want to go too fast. 18 miles an hour, 17, 18, 19 is plenty when you're first learning, because you just want to sneak over. And then you have the boat go along halfway between the guide buoys and the jump, and you start over here on this corner and go this direction toward this corner here. You're doing that because the rope from the ski boat is pulling you at this angle, and if you're coming over the jump at this angle, you don't have to worry about lateral control, because you're just going to get on the jump, get your weight balanced evenly on both skis, and follow that line right straight over the jump and land. And if you'll take it easy, you'll probably have no problem at all if you've done the preliminaries about going across the side in this fashion. Now let's take it out on the water, and we'll show you how to do this in progressive fashion on the ski jump itself. Remember, when learning to jump, you must wear the proper safety equipment, which includes skis designed specifically for jumping, a padded flotation jumpsuit, and a safety helmet. Now a few tips on teaching children to ski, and one of the main things is to make it fun and make it happy for them. And you can teach most of the basic skiing for children just running along the shoreline in the water. You don't have to go out behind the boat, which is quite noisy for them, but just make it fun. And get 1 horsepower. Who is your 1 horsepower that helps you?
My daddy.
Oh, he pulled you, huh?
Yeah.
All right. We'll go out in the water a few minutes, and then you can show us how you learn to ski, all right?
Okay.
Okay. the Educational Foundation hopes that you enjoy skiing and enjoy this videotape on beginning skiing, and by all means have as much fun as my friend Nicole does with her skiing.
From the streets, behind them. Here's the test over here by the big brick wall. If they're ready to do it.